Hey guys! Today I wanted to talk to you about the new HBO series Westworld. I gotta tell you guys, this show is terribly good. I'm just kidding, look you. But really, if you haven't checked it out already, please do. You don't even have to be a regular sci-fi consumer to enjoy this series. It's well written, it's thought-provoking, and it just looks amazing. This show is a drama, sci-fi, and western series about a futuristic theme park populated by extremely human-like robots. So basically super sentient seeming androids. What's not to love in that? And this theme park is run by a huge shadow corporation funded by people looking to escape or vacation within it. These androids, or hosts, have very realistic human behaviors based on the programming of their personality and character profiles so that these people can come in and essentially live out their fantasies with no real-world consequences. The hosts' memories are then wiped clean at the start of each day, and they continue along on their program storyline, or loop in the show, as though nothing ever happened. Now what happens when a host diverges from their loop? There are two what you would call worlds slowly converging in this series. On one hand, we have the old Western-themed kind of false play world used as a sort of role-playing life simulation, and these hosts essentially act as what you might call within it NPCs of this world. Then we have the ever-so-common sci-fi trope of the Shadow Corporation essentially running this simulation and pretty much acting as the game master. The contrast of these two worlds is stark. All of the colors in the Westworld are all browns and yellows to emulate warmth and the reverie state of it all, while every scene set in the Shadow Corporation are cast in blues and grays to kind of show that it's devoid of emotion, it's cold, and the presence of science. This is a particularly awesome choice in cinematography because generally in movies involving a human-robot dynamic, the human is generally portrayed as warm and emotional, and the robot or android is portrayed as cold and unemotional and apathetic, making this a particularly tasty subversion in portrayal. Mwah! That's a spicy meatball. This is not unlike the notable sci-fi movie Ex Machina, where the human engineer is seen as heartless and the android is seemingly genuine. By the way, if you haven't seen Ex Machina yet, please do yourself a favor, go watch it. I consider it one of the best modern sci-fi movies. In this series, the characters, the environment, the writing, the cinematography all come from Western tropes. We got the black hat, we got the white hat, we got the farmer's daughter, we've got the devil imagery. For those of you who don't know, in the old Western genre, the devil imagery is represented by a man in black, purely evil, unrelenting, unrepentant archetype. A lot of the writing in this show is essentially paying homage to these older Western tropes, as well as including a lot of classical myth and literature, such as the Shakespeare quote that runs throughout each episode so far. The plot is really interesting because there is this Old West world within the show that's story-driven and meant for entertainment, so it's essentially running a meta-plot within a larger framework. You might call it a story within a story. Anyways, this allows the show to better deconstruct the Western genre, as well as nod to the plot points of the entire series itself, and bringing awareness to the narrative. This show addresses two main themes. The first one is identity. Does self-awareness and sentience make us human? Do memories and a changing or evolving identity make us more human as well? And does waking up with a different persona or worldview make your mind different and therefore you a different person? This concept is brought to light when Dolores, a divergent android, reads a few lines from the story Alice in Wonderland, such as, "It's no use going back to yesterday because I was a different person then," Or, I know who I was when I got up this morning, but I think I must have changed several times since then. The second theme is the concept of the bicameral mind, which posits that the human mind was once divided between one part, which seems to be speaking, and a second part, which listens and obeys. This lends itself really well into topics around religion and spirituality, as well as the concept of communicating with the gods, or more accurately in this series, the Creator. So far, I give this show a yeah boy out of 5. It looks amazing visually. It's well thought out in the script. The actors are phenomenal. There's really not that much to dislike about this show. That being said, the plot is still developing. We are only a few episodes in, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here. So, that's my review on Westworld so far. If you guys like this video and want to see more of me, feel free to subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week. And I think to myself,